Alright guys, today Nnamdi Kanu writes Nigerian Medical Association over neglect in DSS custody, falsification of test results, and demand intervention. So guys, this is getting very tougher. You see, with what the government is doing to this man, is clearly, shown that they want to silence him. You know what I mean by that? They just want to silence him because I was still shocked the fact that Justice James Inyako actually did not even allow Nnamdi Kanu to have independent medical care. Now, he asked the Nigerian Medical Association, to investigate Nnamdi Kanu, whether he's really sick or they are just raising false alarm. I don't know how many of you who saw his video, who saw him in the last court section. If you can watch closely, you can understand that his face have swollen up. His stomach is a kind of swollen up. You understand? You understand that they said Nnamdi Kanu is having issues with his liver and kidney. But this is what they are ignoring. We all understand that that is a very dangerous sickness. Then they talk say, not be poor man sickness, not be small picking sickness, be liver and kidney. And the court ignore all this and now ask him to go back to the DSS custody that he will be well taken care of. And they have raised alarm severally. These people will take his blood sample to South Africa. I don't understand. That is what Nnamdi Kanu lawyer said. Why are they taking his blood to South Africa? We have doctors in Nigeria, good doctors, good hospitals that can take good care of this man. They said even quack doctors they are using, to check on him. This kind of sickness is something that they have to be very, very careful. But no, they are doing otherwise. So my people, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has written to the Nigerian Medical Association, NEMA, alleging grave medical neglect, falsification of his health records, and intimidation of independent doctors while in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS. In a letter dated September 29, 2025, and addressed to the NEMA president and the association's national secretary or secretariat in Abuja, Kanu said his health has deteriorated severely since his abduction in Kenya and subsequent detention in Nigeria. He urged the NEMA to urgently intervene, protect independent medical practitioners, and release the findings of a recent medical assessment conducted by the association. My health already weakened by my violent abduction in Kenya has been compromised further by inconsistent, falsified, and sometimes outright neglect medical practices within Nigeria, Kanu stated. He accused DSS appointed doctors, particularly Dr. Nasiru Mohammed, of falsifying his partisan test results and ignoring life-threatening symptoms such as fainting chest pains and several light-headedness. From the moment he assured control, Dr. Nasiru Mohammed began falsifying my test results, recording normal partisan level when in reality they were dangerously low, Kanu alleged. Kanu recounted his ordeal in Nairobi, Kenya, claiming he was violently abducted by Marks operatives at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and held incommunicado for 8 days. He said on arrival at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi, I was violently abducted by masked operatives, manhandled and dragged into captivity. For 8 days, I was chained by the leg to a wall in a pitch dark windowless room. He said his blood pressure spiked dangerously and he was forced to ingest unidentified drugs before being renditioned to Nigeria in what he described as a breach of international and domestic law. During this period, on the very first day, my head was slammed against the edge of a car door, resulting in an open wound that bled into my clothing, he said. The pain was sharp, my vision blurred, and dizziness set in almost immediately. According to him, for the first 5 days, I was denied even the basic essentials of life: no food, no water, and none of my long prescribed medications. This deprivation nearly suffocated me, producing several difficulty in breathing and overwhelming weakness. Kanu said that on the fifth day, when his body began to fail, a doctor was summoned and his blood pressure was found to be dangerously high, and he was given a 50 uh, millimeter dose of um, amlodipine along with a strange red wine colored liquid. He said soon after, a cardiologist performed an ECG examination, but his results were never disclosed to me. I was treated as an object, not as a patient, with strict instructions issued to the doctors not to explain or uh, converse. From the evening of the fifth day until my first rendition on the eighth, I was compelled to ingest 40 milligram of amlodipine daily, an unidentified white tablet, and an unmarked gel-like substances. This treatment in Kenya, characterized by brutality, secrecy, and denial of basic medical rights, left me gravely weakened by the time of my unlawful transfer to Nigeria, which itself violated international, Kenya, and Nigerian law. According to Kanu, medical examinations in Nigeria revealed a life-threatening partisan differences with its levels crushing to life-ending. He alleged that despite over 50 blood samples taken in custody, his condition has not improved under DSS appointed doctors. When challenged as to why a partisan sparing drug like Iberionol was still prescribed, if my partisan was supposedly normal, he, Dr. Mohammed, provided no medical justification, Kanu said. Under his so-called care, I continued to experience frequent nosebleeds, fainting episodes, and near collapse, several light-headedness, unrelenting chest pains on my left side, debilitating headaches, swelling of the foot. Over 50 blood samples have been taken during my time in DSS custody, but these have yielded no improvement in my health under the management of DSS appointed doctors. He credited Emeritus Professor Martin Ajayi with saving his life, noting that under Ajayi's care, his partisan levels improved modestly and many of his debilitating symptoms eased. However, Kanu claimed that the DSS has subjected Ajayi to the same pattern of intimidation used against my longtime physician, Dr. Sinfen. Among his most serious complaint, Kanu highlighted the impact of untreated tinnitus, which he described as an incessant internal tripping sound that deprive him of sleeping deprivation when combined with existing hypertension, organ strain, and partisan instability places me in immediate danger of stroke, collapse, or sudden death, he warned. So Kanu disclosed that on September 22nd, 2025, a NEMA medical team, acted on the orders of the Attorney General of the Federation, conducted an independent assessment in DSS custody. He said the team findings collaborated Professor Ache's diagnosis and identified additional health concerns, including the need for NASA surgery. So it demanded the immediate release of the panel's report, which a federal high court had ordered to be filed within 4 days. Any delay creates the real danger that a substitute uh, teleguided panel may be assembled, thereby undermining the truth, he cautioned. So in his letter, Kanu told Nema that his letter is intended not only to bring my condition to the formal attention of the NEMA, but also to invoke the ethical responsibilities of the medical profession under both Nigerian law and international human rights standards. I specifically call on the NEMA to investigate and address the manipulation of my medical records in DSS custody, protect independent practitioners, particularly Emeritus Professor Martin, whose intervention has been life-saving, ensure the immediate release of the NEMA medical team's report of 22nd December 2025, which the Federal High Court has directed must be filed within 4 days. Recognize and respond to the grave risk posed by untreated conditions, especially Xanthines induced sleep deprivation, which continues to endanger my life, and establish an oversight mechanism to guarantee ethical treatment of detainees. So, guys, this is Nnamdi Kanu telling Nema, see, my health is not in a good condition, and if you leave me like this, something might happen. You understand? So it is very, very unfair, because even if you are a detainee, you still